Yeah, guys, just to finish up here, I'm in the mood. By the way, yeah, this is the day after the race, so I'm not that fucked up, except for the sunburn. For your information, took some supplements and some coffee, so I had an energy boost. But after finishing my last video, basically I was dizzy, um, and I'm in this messed up position because I can't stand on my legs. They're all sunburnt, but yeah. Last video, oh my ass hurts. Last video, I told you about that lesson when I was about to quit, right, on the Pico de Orizaba, and these moments are what define you in your life. If you're gonna accomplish greatness or not. I mean, I have so much other examples in my life in the last 10ish years when I decided to become the best version of myself, kind of. I mean, you could look at my entrepreneurial records, my CV, kind of. I started a bunch of businesses. Never gave up on the idea of entrepreneurship. Anyway, I won't linger too much on that, but I want to come back directly to the lessons of this race, right? When people ask you to come on the fucking boat, um, I'm about to go Goggins on these bitches, but yeah, I'm really about to go Goggins on them. Took his soul, the guy that organized the race. I think that was him. I spotted the motherfucker on a boat with his lieutenants. Took his soul. But yeah, no, seriously, I really got Gogginsy in these moments. And in life, guys, yeah, like, be a nice person, but sometimes you need to have a fight in you, and that's mostly us. Us alphas, we have some dog in us, some fight in us, but they were trying to have a discussion with me. Like, first, don't interrupt my fucking race. Don't you disrupt me. Second, you should have told me before. Third, your event is like trap organization, so you lose like all authority in front of my eyes. And then, yeah, you should get on the boat. Yeah, right. Who do you think I am? I don't share the same values as you do. Obviously, you're some kind of quitter, or some kind of person that think others. Well, either you want to save up your time and energy, which I don't give a fuck. I paid for your race, so you're gonna wait for me to finish. Second, don't you ever try to break someone's dreams, and not sure if you try to impose your own mentality. If, like, oh, I wouldn't swim there and I'm doing it in favor, most likely wasn't. Major sign of disrespect to me. Anyway, me that's what I thought. So it's really like fight, it's not flight. And what's the meaning to get on that boat? Is when people offer you the easy way. Most of you that will be listening to this might it might very much apply to your career, right? You've got some wife and children's to feed, and yeah, today I'm speaking all endorphined up, and all macho and shit. But I can tell you guys, like me, I've had ups and downs, and mostly downs. Like, realistically downs, but since my mindset is quite good, it's been ups for the last 10 years of my life. I'm really happy. But what form does that take in most of you? It's accepting the easy way. So let's start with my entrepreneurs out there. Well, it's like Netflixing yourself to the habits. Is taking the easy way after long days of work. I know you guys worked really fucking hard. I have so much respect for you guys. You're just killers. But think of the longer race also. If there's like one lesson here with what I'm showing you, I'm not doing the best times, right? But first, is that my objective? So before judging someone, also check their objectives. And also, in this case, take notes. Like me, I go for the very long term. I know that most of you guys are not going for the long term. You're going for the all out burnout, hoping to get a $1 billion exit, which is cool, but just that probabilistically speaking, you don't have a lot of chances in doing that, and most of you are not setting yourself up for major success, aka accepting VC money, not experimenting enough. Anyway, I'm coming on my big horses here, but and even if you do, even if you're gonna have this $1 billion exit, take care of yourself. Go for the very, very, very long run, and it's in your goddamn best interest to do so with all the tech that's gonna come up. With the singularity that might happen in the next couple of years, that might be far fetched for most of you, but yeah, take care of yourself so that you can benefit from all these beautiful inventions. You might think that you're God, but we're all gods. Like we all create very important pieces of tech that can drastically improve one another's life. We're collective creatures. So that's for my entrepreneur folks out there. Don't take the easy way with any of your life areas, or I've seen it in relationships as well. Like, and that's me personally, but then my homework and having wife and children, family is definitely somewhat in your best interest, even if you're an entrepreneur. If you think very, very long term, and even if you want to be a billionaire, trillionaire like I do, think about these other life areas. For my non-entrepreneurs there, and that's where I'm going to be somewhat harsh. When it gets hard, you choose to go on the boat. Oh, I'm going to have this nice salary, going to have this six-figure salary, and these stock options. But no, it's not only about that. Entrepreneurship is the present, it's the future, it's where you need to go. Don't listen to people that tell you that entrepreneur is not for him, not for her. Fuck that. Epigenetics, guys. You can modify yourself at any moment. I certainly modified myself quite a lot of times. And a quick one to you. Well, the 18-year-old Charles, first, he couldn't swim 50 meters. Second, he would pussy it out by the second. He was weak, drunk kid. I didn't, well, I mean, I always had that dog in me, but not as much as I would today. I would have taken that boat for sure back then. The easy route. The easy route. If I would get drunk every Saturday and always choose that easy route, well, yeah, sure would that time. Um, Mind that I had like lots of things going on against me in that race. The time, the confusion, the first time, the sunburned, the cardio, the muscles, the south mouth, the bunking. All these elements stack on one another. The exact mentality that I had in that time was like I paid for all of that shit, with all the fuck ups, and then that's very valuable also. But moreover, how is it to come back home with a loss? Reflect on that. How is it to come back home with a loss? How's that pain? I think that pain would be greater in my own case. The general rule, guys, is like when you're doing these events, unless you get injured really bad, and that every second that you keep on going is drastically decreasing your athlete lifespan or longevity or life quality. Well, you stop obviously, but like you don't necessarily want to go Goggins. Goggins a bit on. It's not a bit actually. He's like total extreme. The guy's paying the price now, right? Karma. I had plenty of karma also recently, and with like booking flights triple and Airbnbs and all the fuck ups of like not caring. So it obviously takes some of the stuff that I'm telling you today with some grain of salt, but um, he had like the shin shin operation and so forth. So don't take Goggins by his words. Like have some moderation. If you get injured, you don't continue. If you're not in a life in that situation, that is. But yeah, coming on that boat, guys. And in the career way, I see it in a very easy way. And what's the how do I view that? It's just like an alpha looking at a dog with his tail between its legs. Like he has too much, and he's going for the career. while we're seeing that all these folks are being replaced right now. I warn people about that. Many other people have warned people about that. We're getting in an entrepreneurial world, and generally speaking, employees, yeah, sure, they gain a lot, probably even more than owners of businesses. Just not the right ethical choice. It's not the long term choice as well. Um, so don't take that boat, even if it gets hard. There's always other solutions, and always take the long term path before the short term path. In that case, I mean, it's pretty obvious that my monkey brain would take the boat, right? The pain was excruciating. I wasn't going the right direction. I didn't know where the fuck I was actually. Did I straight up for like 1 or 2 kilometers? Felt so. Felt like it. Didn't give a shit, you know. Plus they were pressuring me, it's not only about giving up, it's like exploiting a children. It's like a candy man asking a child to get on his candy van. That's the actual analogy I had. Really tempting, Get on the boat, relax. But fuck these guys, I told them no. Scream at them. If I would have gone on that boat, would been to knock them out like one after the other, but fortunately I wasn't that violent that day. And yeah, that happened once, right? That happened twice. And there goes the cats. 2 times they asked me to go on that boat, And these are demons, guys. These are folks that don't want your success, right? They'll offer you everything, There's some of these guys in business you'll see, they don't want your own good, They don't give a shit about you. They don't give a fuck about us. And yeah, they're obstacles to your success, right? So be firm, have your plans. You'll get better at doing plans, even if you're not good at planning. For example, that's why I don't torture myself with all the errors that I did recently with the flight, the Airbnb, checking the details. Obviously, part of it is because this event is fucking confusing, Oh, is it Saturday? Is it Sunday? All fucking confusing. Maybe they even change their website. I wouldn't even doubt that with the quality of these organizers, but I don't torture myself too much. And yes, I did a bunch of errors myself. So, but yeah, I did it. Once you set a plan, you fucking do it. There's no other ways. You become better at doing plan, but you also become better at executing them. And you're telling your monkey self that, look, dude, there's no other ways. Once we say something, we do it. One question that I get often for people that start in business is like, what do you tell people? And one clear example that I could relate back to myself when I started my career was action over words. That's a phrase that me and my mentor would often repeat: action over words, action over words, action over words. That was carved in my mind really, really deep. And that is one of the main success factors that I have today: action over words. And I speak a lot, I'm a shit talker, one could say. I grew up that way, always claiming that I'd be the Lamborghini, Ferrari guy. By the way, I don't have any of those, so that was my dumb ass ego self. And I'm saying I won't, but yeah, it's obviously a different game. Then, that brings me to a lot of action, I guess, since I talk a lot. Like the MFM boys say, I'm a manifest cowboys. I'm a manifesting cowboy, but yeah, I act a lot. Okay, so when I say I do something, I actually do it. Don't listen again to any of these folks like claiming that, oh yeah, you should quit things before you should get a job and side hustle. Go all in is another piece of lesson right there. Like the 10K guys, 10 fucking K. Never did it before. It's quite extreme. had a bunch of problems. I had a bunch of solutions to them, and I trusted myself. Could have not finished, but even with these boat things, like even if I didn't have security to come back and boats assisting me, I would still have gone and landed in some beach myself and found my way out. I don't care. Even if they would close the race on me in Bromont, I would have still have finished it. My objectives are never dependent on these shitheads that want to break my goals. I don't have any other ways to visualize that. Dude, you won't stop my race. Like, who do you think you are? I finished my shit off. So if they would have closed the race on me, let's say, um, I would have still run, and run until I would have reached my 80 kilometer. I would have run on a mountain to try to reproduce it and so forth. Um, I'll keep it to this today, and I have a cat that I have to chase here because he's fucking with the other cat, and yeah, he just. I like this cat though. He's really, really stubborn, just like myself. He never abandons. Respect to that cat. Respect to these cats out there. Shout to Goggins.